Right guys, and welcome to today's video, and in today's video I am going to be covering the top 5 Pic-Fed tips that I have came up with. And I've been thinking about this for a while now. I've been meaning to do this video for a long time because, I'm constantly getting DMs and YouTube comments about what should I do to start a Pic-Fed, how do I pose this move, something like that. I may do another video on posing moves entirely, because I do get requested that a lot. I'm not the best poser, but if people want to see it, I'll do it definitely, and I could do it with another video for these daily December uploads. But if you guys want to see, like posing tutorials or something like that, leave a like. But yeah, anyways, onto this video. I'm going to be covering the top 5 Pic-Fed tips that I've came up with, and these are just things that I think you need to run a good Pic-Fed. And there's plenty of other things, but I've narrowed it down to 5. There's lots of factors that go into Pic-Fedding. There's yourself, there's the I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, this is just my personal opinion. Some things are definitely needed. Some of these points are just by choice, just what I recommend, what I do. And I'm nowhere near by far the best Pic-Fedder out here. There's so many great other feds that you guys should totally check out. But I do get requested this video a lot, and I thought it would be pretty cool to supply you guys with this information if you're just starting out or something. So yeah, let's get right into it. So up first, I have you should use freehand and not a tripod. A lot of people out there think that you need a tripod, to take steady photos. I don't think I've ever used a tripod for filming. I much prefer just taking the photos with my, just hands. I just have the camera in one hand, and if I need to hold someone in the air, I've got my fingers off camera and just dangling, below their neck on camera, taking the picture. Or sometimes, if they're just thrown, like if I don't need to put my hands like in there, like I'm trying to explain this as best I can. For example, if they're just someone it's a DDT or something, I don't really need to hold any part of the figure, so I'll just take a picture with my hands. And there's a lot better angles that you can get that implement into the selling of moves and everything like that. So a tripod is very limited. I know a few people who do use it very well, but I think freehand is a lot better. You can get those more close-up shots and everything, and a tripod takes up a lot of space, especially if you're filming. Tripods are definitely a lot better for stop motions where you do need, that constant camera like set in, where you do need, that camera set in one position for a while until you finish the move. But for Pic-Fedding, I think freehand is a lot more efficient. If you guys have any questions about any of these points, be sure to leave them in the comments and I'll respond as soon as possible. And up next, this question I get asked a lot is, a lot of people say, I don't have a crowd, I can't film a Pic-Fed. Just because another Pic-Fed has a crowd, you don't need one. You can literally start from anywhere. You can be like some indie company, then turn into WWE or AEW in the Pic-Fedding world or something like that. But yeah, you don't need a crowd. All you need is a ring and figures, really, and a few other things which I will get into. But a crowd isn't necessary. A crowd is just there for display. You could use, I used to use backdrops from the old Elite boxes that kind of had a crowd on, or just use WWE figure boxes anyway, because they look pretty decent in the background, or anything like that. You could even print out crowds, which is what I did, which is pretty cool. If you have a printer at home or something like that, give it a go. You can find crowd pictures online that are easy to print out. Or you can use, extra figures, just pop on an Undisputed Era shirt onto a Kalisto, and boom, you have a crowd member right there. And I know a lot of people used to use videotapes as barricades way back, when Jax was a thing. I remember watching loads of stop motions of people who used them. I used to use them when I used to just play with my figures, like when I was like 10 or something. So yeah, you don't need a crowd all the time, but if you do, I've just gave you some tips there. Up next is to use what you have. I get a lot of questions saying, I only have 5 figures, I only have 10 figures. So what? You don't need that many figures. Honestly, having a bigger roster is just as much of a pain as having a smaller roster. Obviously, it's great to have all the figures and everything like that, but then it's being able to use them all in the Fed, because there's so much talent out there across loads of companies. Then there's customs, we got the new AEW line, Elite figure line. There's so many figures to use, so just use whatever you have. If you don't have any, if you can't get the newest Elite figures or whatever, just use what you got. You could even make customs yourself. You don't need the brand new Drew McIntyre Elite. You can just use his old one or something like that. So yeah, don't just quit because you don't have the right amount of figures or anything. You could literally have a roster of 2 people and just do a best of I don't know, 17, like Sheamus and Cesaro. Was it 17? I don't know, something like that. Yeah, even if you don't have the right figures, you can use a basic ring. Another new AEW basic ring is a lot better than the spring ring, even though it is pretty crap and tiny. It's better than nothing. And even a spring ring, you can make it work. So yeah, just use what you have. That is all I can recommend. And up next is probably the most important one, and that is lighting. Lighting is key when pick-fedding. And I used to hate it when I would come home from school, and it would be pitch black in December by like half full when I got back, and I wouldn't be able to pick-fed at all. So I did invest in these awesome softbox lights. I did a video on these a couple of months ago. I got these from Amazon. I think they were about £70 for both, and I think they're actually reduced now because of Black Friday and Christmas and everything. I will leave a link in the description if you guys want to check those out. But yeah, they are pretty big, so make sure you measure before you buy them, that you have the room. I'm surprised I have the room, to be honest. But these are probably some of the best lights I've ever bought. One of the best things I've bought, because I can pick-fed any time of the day. I could pick-fed at 6 in the morning. I could pick-fed at 6 at night. I could pick-fed at 1 in the morning, whenever I feel like it. And they do emit quite a lot of heat when they've been on for a while, so that's kind of annoying, when you're under the lights. But that doesn't bother me too much. That will actually lead me into my next point. But yeah, I used to use ring lights. I used to use just basic lamps. If you guys follow me since 2017, you'll see my lighting's not too bad. I used to use daily, just daylight, regular daylight. I would have that shining on my arena. Make sure you don't have the light shining, the sunlight shining from behind you, because then so yeah, sunlight is just as good as artificial lights. There's plenty of lamps on there. I do recommend, white light bulbs over the yellow ones, because I used to use the yellow ones, and warm white, I believe they're called, and they used to make the picture look all funny. But then the white light ones would sometimes be too bright, so that's why I bought these awesome photography lights. But obviously I understand not everyone can buy these, which is why I do recommend daylight. Go watch some of my old pick-feds. I use daylight in that, and I think they look pretty decent, considering what I had at the time. But yeah, the final point in this is to take breaks, because pick-fedding can take up a lot of time, and a lot of people don't realise it. I could be sat there all day just grinding on a show or something if I wanted to, and yeah, that would absolutely mess up my back, especially when I used to sit on the floor. But sitting on a desk, sitting at a chair at a desk all day is just as bad. You're constantly leaning over, standing up or whatever. And I have found myself standing up a lot more recently, because my chair's so big, I can't pull it over all the time, so I can't always sit down. So yeah, that's all I can recommend really, is to just take breaks when you feel like it, because I've noticed when, if I'm getting a bit demotivated, I've noticed, especially during Film Survivor Series, if I don't feel like filming the match, I'm not going to force it, I'm just going to wait, which is why it might be taking a lot longer, because I don't want to rush it and, force whatever out. I want it to be good stuff. So yeah, I'll just put that to the side for a day or something, and then go back to it when I feel like it. The main reason we all do pick-fedding is because we enjoy it. I don't really play with the figures anymore, you could say, but pick-fedding is really enjoyable for me, and that's the main reason I do it. So I want to make sure I'm enjoying it and, stretching that enjoyment out over a long period of time, and not forcing myself into the ground, because I have felt it with Survivor Series, to be honest, because, I've got lots of other things to be doing, and it does take up a lot of time, but we are getting there. Hopefully it should be out very soon in December. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if it's out New Year's Day or something, but it will be out before 2021, that's all I'll say. Could be after Christmas, could be the day before Christmas, honestly I couldn't tell you. So I'll run through those last 5 points now. Use freehand or a tripod if you really want to. A crowd isn't necessary. Use what you have, so figures, rings, accessories. Lighting is key, and also take breaks when you want. So yeah guys, that is it for this video. If you have any other questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. I'll reply as soon as possible, and hopefully this video helped out some of you guys. If you want any more pick-fed help videos, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's all from me today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.